Hey, my name's James Dixon and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now in this video, I want to talk about, are property auctions worth it? You see, I've seen a lot of comments online recently saying property auctions are overpriced, you can't get a good deal, and so you should avoid them at all costs even. Well, I'm going to cover what my experience has been like and what I've been observing more recently in the last 3 months with property auctions. So make sure you stick around to the end to find out all the good, the bad and the ugly about property auctions. Now, while you're here, can you help me get to 5,000 subscribers, please? We're really close. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the bell notification while you're here. Now, we bought a property at auction. If you've never come across my channel before or you haven't heard, my name's James. I've been building a property portfolio for over 20 years now. I bought my first property in 1999. And initially, I thought that property investing was all about saving a deposit, getting your next investment, and then saving hard to get another one. Now, since then, obviously, I figured out what you need to do. And one way that I've been buying properties recently, in fact, we bought one last year, was for using an auction, and we did that for my daughter Georgia. That's where we bought her first property. It's up in Doncaster. I'll put a link in the description. You can actually see me buying from auction. Now, what happened in the last 2 years is when it's a busy market, when there's tons of people looking for deals, then property auctions can be a little tough. You see, in the last 2 years, house prices have had record growth. So everyone wants to pile into the market. And at the time, borrowing was the cheapest it's pretty much ever been. And so it was quite easy to be a successful property investor. You could just buy, do almost nothing, and at the end of the year, your house will be worth 10% more than when you started. And so that meant that we got lots of amateurs in there. Everyone was seeing it as a gold rush and charging in. Now, people have more savings because of the pandemic. They weren't spending as much. And so prices were on a big run upwards for a long time. Now, auctions for the last 2 years, houses were selling for pretty much the same price as you could get through an estate agent because people were getting excited. There were tons of people in the auctions because it was easier to do auctions than ever before. So what has happened was 2019, 2020, early 2020, to do an auction, you went somewhere. I used to go to Brighton, for example, to a hotel. There'd be 200 people there. Imagine what you see on Homes Under the Hammer, right? That's how auctions were. And because there was a barrier to entry to do that, you actually had to physically get out your house. That meant that there were less people looking at the auctions. Then, with the pandemic, it moved online. They had to move it online. They had no choice. They couldn't meet live and they still needed to sell properties. And so it moved online, meaning one person, if they were an investor, could look at 4 auctions, 5 auctions in a day, right? Which they couldn't do if they had to go there physically. And so that just meant there were so many investors looking for deals. Deals were so hard to find. The auctions, the sale price was pretty much the same as an estate agent. So for the last 2 years, auctions have been rubbish. They haven't been good at all. And that's why you're seeing, if you ask someone right now, are auctions good? Common answers are no. The house prices are going for too much. You need to buy off the market deals and all this kind of stuff. However, things have changed. And so in the last few months, we've had loads of interest rate rises. And where I really started to see the auctions change was when money became very hard to get. And that was around the mini budget. So when the mini budget hit, a lot of lenders just pulled their products. Now, historically, if you buy at an auction, you're going to buy with cash or a bridging loan. However, it's still important that you can get a mortgage because you'll put it onto the mortgage at a later date to get your money back out, right? And so you will need to have fast funding initially, but then you'll want to put it onto a slower process like an auction. And if those mortgages aren't available, which for a period of weeks they weren't, then people won't be buying from auction. And so that cleared out a lot of people in the market. We've got like 10 consecutive interest rate rises. We've had multiple house price drops in the last few months. And so that has made a lot of people wait and see. Now, when you look at the auctions, you will see way more realistic prices. In fact, auction sold prices, I'm seeing around 25% down on what they were at the peak, which is way more than the normal market has dropped. So that means there's opportunities there. And those properties that you can buy now 20%, 25% below market value, that means that you can really get yourself a little steal. Now, also, auction properties generally are stuff that you can add value to. Most auction properties are a mess. And that's what we want as investors. We want houses where we can add value. The house that I bought for my daughter Georgia needed everything done. I mean, it stunk when you walked in the door. We put new kitchen, new bathroom, new carpets, plastered the place, decorated the place, painted the windows, cleaned out the front garden, cleaned out the back garden, and all of this stuff added value. In fact, we were able to add, we bought for 60, we got it revalued at 100, so we were able to add £40,000 in value by spending around 12 on renovating that property, which was brilliant. And that's what we want to keep doing, right? And so that's an opportunity, and lots of people are looking at different things on auctions, but you've got to look at two things. Can that property that you buy add value? If it can, then that's a good property, because then you can build some equity. So you can then protect yourself from any market corrections that may or may not happen in the next few years. You can also get the value uplifted, so you can pull out money from that property to leave less money in the deal. That's what we want to do when we're buying from auction, guys, right? And so auctions, I think now is a great time to jump back into auctions. I reckon they're going to be red hot for the next 2 to 3 years, because this little blip that we've had in the market, and maybe we're going to get a bigger crash and we're going to get higher interest rates, but it's put off a lot of the amateur investors. That means you can go in there, you can actually get a fair price for a property. It's not getting bid up through the roof. And so go out and have a look, the deals that are out there that you can find, because there are some absolutely incredible deals. So in summary, our auctions are a good deal. They weren't for the last 2 years. They were really, really hard to find good deals. We found one, but we looked at 10 lots before we found that one good deal that worked for us up in Doncaster. Now that's different. We're looking for more deals now. We're going to be jumping into some more auctions in the next few weeks to grab some new deals. And so I think it's a good time. I think it's a very, very good time. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do comment below with any thoughts, observations, comments, anything like that. Smash the like button, guys. That really helps with YouTube's algorithm. You don't understand how much that helps. And if you want to know how to buy a house for £1, then I made a little video for you. So go and check out that video right now.